Hey Jim, look at, I wanted to share you, this is the bike shop. I came the next day and he let me in. The owner is there. His name is Rob.
Yeah.
He spreekt kleine Engels. He speaks a little bit of English pretty good. Better than my Nederlands. Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to speak multiple languages.
Yeah. Well, puedo hablar español, govorici po-ruski, Chinese. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's really nice is I think it's the original.
Oh, the original.
Giselle,
Yes, he has the original sprocket on here.
yeah.
And he used the original cranks, the original spindles, and the
Yeah.
original bearings.
Yes. Yes.
And this is a very
They're oversized bearings, but in totally as new condition.
Protobologist.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
only had to re-grease them.
So there's like 13 bolletjes.
I think not 10. I think it's 8 millimeter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And they last forever this way.
Yeah, it's good quality stuff. So that.
Very nice. He says that this is a frame from the 1960s.
1966.
Yeah, it was the year I was born.
Original, they had 26-inch wheels.
26. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And what is Deza?
This is 28.
Okay.
So I didn't have too much room to
Clearance, yeah,
too much clearance.
for the
Yeah.
fenders.
But I wanted.
And that is a hout, yeah.
Yeah, it's a guy in Antwerp. He makes them by hand.
And he has Brooks saddles, it looks like.
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah, those are Brooks, yeah. A Brooks beautiful saddle with the springs in them. Those are beautiful coppered with the copper
Yeah.
rivets. And he has, this is kind of like a cafe racer. And he has a Bendix or a Sturmey rear foot brake. And it's a coaster foot brake.
Yeah. Just kept it simple.
Very simple bike, but just classic. He kept all the original decals and everything. You could see the chrome and the gold leaf lettering on the Gazelle right there.
And I used vintage Normandy hubs for the front.
Oh, there's a Normandy. Wow.
Yeah, because they have high.
The high flanges.
High flanges, and it looks nice.
Yes. And here he has a beautiful bike that. This is a brand new bike. They're built by a custom frame maker. This is the one that was in the window with a Sturmey Archer geared hub. Het is 3?
3, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-speed. Huh?
Yeah. And a drum brake, Sturmey drum brake on front.
And in the front it has a Sturmey Archer drum brake. And the drum brakes are just fantastic here. The internal brake like that in the hub works great in the rain. No brake pads with an ugly black streak and the black soot running off onto your tires. And then he has the beautiful bell on the top and the Brooks saddle to match. It's a very nice bike. But he restores these old bikes.
Yeah.
And this is his lovely dog.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Zuko.
Zuko.
Yeah.
He just got back from the park and he's enjoying the sun.
Yeah.
But he has lots of old bikes. Look at this one here, the black and chrome one with the tires. He did a fantastic job.
It's a Bridgestone frame.
A Bridgestone frame.
Yeah.
That's just a rare bike.
Originally they were packed with parts, and so you couldn't see the frame anymore. So I thought I go back to
Stripping it down.
back to basic. Yeah.
Wow. He's very creative with the color schemes, and he even has motor bacons. He has a jeton.
Yeah.
He has motor bacons here, right here. I remember this one. And this Peugeot,
Yeah, this Peugeot. Yeah.
Jim, I used to sell this one in 1981. I remember having this in the shop, and this had the Super Champion Mavic rims, which was a very new rim at the time when we sold these, because they usually made sew-ups. And this was a clincher rim, and they didn't make lightweight rims for the clincher tires.
Yeah.
So, and look at this with the toolkit on the small bike rack on the back.
It's the Stablinski.
Stablinski.
You see them a lot in northern France.
Het is Russie?
No, it's Stablinski was a French-Polish
Polski. Okay, yeah.
cyclist. Yeah, he cycled the Tour de France.
I probably forgot his name. Maybe I've seen him in the past when I was young. All I remember is Bernard Hinault, Greg Greg LeMond,
Yeah.
and the very first American that rode in the. Everybody thinks that Greg LeMond was the first one to ride the Tour de France. He was not.
No?
The first one came from where I live, Monterey, California.
Okay.
He was a French Canadian, but he lived in the United States, and his name was Jonathan Jacques Boyer.
Okay.
Yeah, and he came from right where I live.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it was Greg LeMond, but he became famous.
Yeah.
But Greg LeMond was invited to come and race in the La Viclaire team. I remember this.
Okay.
Yeah. He almost won the Tour. He won the Tour, I think, 3 times. But Bernard Hinault wanted to break the record of
I think he won it 6 times, 7 times, 4 times?
5. He won 6 times, and he finally broke the record. But the promise was to Greg LeMond, if Bernard made to Greg LeMond, was, if you let me and help me win this 6th stage to break Eddie Merckx's tour, I will help you next year. And he didn't do it. No,
He didn't
yeah.
know.
And then Greg went on his own, and he got shot in the leg by a shotgun.
Okay.
He got injured, and he
Never came back to his old.
So
What I like on these bikes, they all have the original tax plates.
wow.
Because people were supposed to pay bicycle taxes in France. So
Really?
a lot of bikes have. This has a nice edge on it. Most of the times they're just little steel plates. But you always find
You had to
them
pay a tax or a fee in
Yeah,
France.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what was it for? To pay for the road?
just to pay road taxes. Yeah.
Wow.
But we had to pay bicycle taxes in the time in the 30s of the last century. So I have a lot of Dutch tax plates from that area.
And the Dutch also did this as well.
Yeah, they were supposed to do it in the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they taxed the Germans?
Yeah, tax the Germans. Yeah, because they say, oh, a lot of bikes in the Netherlands.
When is my feet?
Yeah, we get a lot of taxpayers. Yeah. I didn't even look at this one. This one came from a stable somewhere in France.
This
So
one is incredible. This
This
with
one
a
is in
light.
original condition as it is here. So, but I will bring it back to a shiny condition.
I remember these tires.
Yeah.
With the centerline ridge. That was supposed to be better rolling
Yeah.
resistance.
Yeah.
Wow, this is all exactly how I remember selling the bikes. And I remember when you wanted most of the bikes, even the nicer ones, the middle to upper class, in this class, they didn't have the braze-on for the water bottles. That was kind of becoming a new thing.
Yeah.
You had to clamp them on with a clamp.
Yeah, with the clamps over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely you got first this one here, and then the post for the, right here, look, this one has the old bike pump.
Yeah, still on it.
Look at that. That's a beautiful turn.
And the little plastic tool bag.
Yeah. It was there, or
I think there's still stuff in it.
Look at this. Oh wow. Velox. I remember this stuff. And with it looks like a bone, a dog bone, the wrench.
Yeah.
It has the holes punched out in it, maybe. No, it's close. They would either have that one, or they would punch out.
yeah,
so
the
it looked
dog
like a
bone. Yeah.
It looked like a
yeah.
bone. Wow.
Maybe it's still usable, but I think it's from the 70s, still in the bag.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He has the toolkit there is from the 1970s, and it's original. So whoever had this bike just put it in the garage, and it sat there forever. And it's a beautiful bike. I mean, with the feet pump,
Yeah.
with a bicycle pump underneath the top tube.
And the Stabilinskis, they have really good frames.
Yeah, look at the crowns.
Yeah.
The crown is really nice.
Yeah.
Everything braced together nicely. It has the dropout forks. It even has the spin-off locking washers.
Mm-hmm. And here's another Stabilinski, this next one.
Sorry for the strong sunlight there, Jim. You may or may not be able to see this too well. But this is another Stablinski. But look at the fenders with the headlamp on them.
Yeah.
And look at it has the pump braze-ons there on the top of the down tube. And see, this has all the braze-ons. You look at the cable guides,
Yeah.
the derailleurs.
And a strengthened frame
Yep,
with an extra bridge over here.
an extra bridge, so it's a
Yeah.
very strong
Yeah.
frame, even though it's a female frame. And Daisy, look at the rack. The rack on the back is just beautiful.
Yeah.
chrome. It's lightweight, simple, small, just to put your small panniers to go to work with.
When they come in, most of the time the racks are totally rusted, so I have to
Scrub them.
to clean them and scrub them till they are.
And get the rust off of them, de-rust them. But this is amazing what he does. I'm just really impressed with this guy's doing and preserving these old bikes. Especially a lot of these bikes are kind of rare.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
You know, they're not super rare, but they are going to start becoming more and more rare.
Yeah.
And they're built so well that, like you said, they will last 100 years.
Yeah.
The frame. And with the saddles like
This
this.
is another Stablinski. I think it's the less expensive model,
But as a mooi fiets.
but still a nice color. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still got the headlamp on the fenders, side pull brakes.
This also is a bit of a special one. It's a Gavillo, but Gavillo
Gavillo.
was a Peugeot dealer in the Midwest of France, and he built a series of bicycles with Peugeot stuff with his own name, licensed by Peugeot. So he used his own name.
This was commonplace. Believe it or not, I worked in a bike shop in Silicon Valley. It was in Santa Clara, California, right next to Cisco. It's right next to eBay. It's right next to Yahoo, everything now. And it's right in the center. That's the center. Philips has a building not too far from there,
Okay.
maybe 2 kilometers. But with, excuse me, I lost my thought for a second. In Santa Clara, the bike shop was very big, and we ordered our own bikes from China by the shipping container
Okay.
and had them made,
Yeah.
but they were made off of another brand. All they did is just change the,
Change
the
the
decal.
name, yeah.
And we requested some different things like cotter, not the cotter pins on the cranks, steel cranks, but without the cotter pin.
Yeah.
Some other small things, and that was. But it was the same factory in China where a lot of other bikes came
Okay.
from. Yeah. It was like it was the same company I think that made the Nishiki bikes.
I had a few Nishikis, and they're really good quality.
Yeah, for Japanese bikes.
Yeah,
yes,
they're really good quality.
Yeah.
I have one customer, she came in, I think a month ago, I sold a bike to her, a really nice red Nishiki. I sold it to her, I think 2 years ago, and there was some things I had to repair, but the bike was still in very good order.
Yeah, but these are just incredible bikes. I love that you saved the Stablinskis. Those are the history in that is fantastic to hear.
It's really nice. And then the back I have, this one is a brand I didn't even know, SGP, it's also French. SGP.
Wow. Beautiful original. Look at the client. Oh, the Peugeot, the small Peugeot. I didn't even see that yesterday.
Yeah.
These are the kids. Look at this. The kids could ride a 10-speed. I remember I hated these things. But the second brake lever. But this one, look at it, with a headlamp, a little kid's bike.
The only problem with this one is you can't
Get the tires.
You can't get the tires. Yeah, you can get them, but it's a real search. But it still has the original Peugeot flag on it.
This was new, huh? Or it was probably just bought, used a couple of times, and put in the storage, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's barely used.
Yeah, he has some other ones here. Gottfried.
And the Lejeune is a really nice bike here, the red one. It's a French porteur.
Lejeune.
Lejeune, yeah.
Wow, look at the guard on that one, and the width seat.
Just feel the fenders, the quality of the fenders.
It's like an auto.
Yeah.
A motorcycle. Oh my God! You should look. Hey, Jim, you probably really love that rack.
Yeah.
Look at that rack. And this is for a basket or for papier.
Yeah, for
Delivery,
for newspapers.
Yeah, for the papier. Yeah.
So they had one brake, one hand brake, kickback brake, just single speed. And the French boys used it for bringing newspapers to the clients.
Wow. So this is a rack like yours, Jim. My friend works in Connecticut, and he has a big rack. He rides in the snow, winter, does not
Okay.
matter. And he's a very hardcore bike rider. Look at this one. This is so mooi. The groen.
The green one is also Motorbicane.
This is gorgeous. Look at the wet tires. The white tires. And the beautiful color of the frame.
Yeah, the color is beautiful.
And
I
even
wouldn't use it daily, but look at the brake systems. It's really nice.
Oh, this is I've never seen center pulls like this. Look at this system. It has a spring in it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cam brake with a cam.
Yeah.
This is the thing, and it kind of squeezes extra hard once it gets into the position of grabbing the brakes, and it gives extra force.
And extra noise.
Extra noise? Is it hard to work on that one?
Yeah, I think it will end somewhere in a shop for decoration or something. I wouldn't drive it daily. And also, to get white tires, you can get them, but not the quality they used to be. I think they only make them in Indonesia at the moment. So these are a bit dried out, but...
Well, Indonesia, all the rubber comes from, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And look at this radio. I'm sure you're gonna...
Go.
This is his father's old radio.
Yeah.
Hi-fi system.
Yeah.
Wow. And you said you had another one over here or something?
Sit.
Hello.
Hi.
I have problem.
You need an album?
Yes, hey.
Yeah, but I don't have time for repairs at the moment.
Where is?
When you go, I think about 200 meters that side, there's and in the back I'm working on Gitan right now.
You're working on a Gitan. A Colnago.
Yeah, from behind, yeah.
This was the color of my bike.
Yeah.
I had a blue, it was a blue, blau, and look at the rims are blue.
I sold a group set to the guy, and it's a guy from Rotterdam. I sold a group set, but he brought in the bike, so I replaced the group set for him.
What kind of group set are you going to put?
Campagnolo.
Supra or?
No, what's in here? I don't have my glasses with me.
Oh, that's okay, don't worry. But look at this with a fork, the straight fork.
Yeah.
And he has radial rims, spoke rims. So this is very lightweight, very straight, and a squirrely bike. We call it a squirrely bike because of the rake on the fork.
Yeah.
There's no rake to it. So very short wheelbase. And
So it will get other brake sets, another brake set. So I sent him the group, but he will send it back, so I'll put it on for him.
Wow. Is more.
It is a really expensive frame.
Yeah, I know. I used
Look
to.
at the lugs.
Yeah, the chrome lugs. They
Yeah.
polished them and everything. Yeah, everything's made by
But
hand.
I usually don't work on this kind of bikes.
Fancy road bike.
Yeah.
This was the equivalent of what I had.
Yeah.
Except this is a little bit newer because it had the different, had the gooseneck, it had different seat post.
Yeah.
Mine had the chrome stays on the back.
Okay. Yeah.
And they had the micro adjusters here.
Mhm.
And my gears were we call a corn cob.
Okay.
Like the corn cob because it was straight.
yeah.
It only went one tooth each one.
Yeah.
And and this is probably early 90s or mid 90s.
93. Yeah.
Yeah. And mine was more like a 84.
Okay.
84. That was around when I had mine. Probably 82, 83, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And it was the new Italian. It was a Gitan. And then I got the roller frame. But it was a blue color. I have a picture. I'll show it to you in a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is the Gitan you're working on?
Yes, it's simple Gitan, but I like the color, so I will bring it back to a nice condition.
Musi.
Nothing too special, but
This is a Italian brand, right?
no, it's also French. Yeah.
A French, okay.
Yes, French. Yeah.
Beautiful.
But I have to take the axle out because it will get new bearings.
A little tight right now.
Yeah, it's.
The grease is probably like wax.
Yeah, I don't think there's any grease in it anymore. So.
Yeah, this is more natchez. Well, thank you so much for showing this, my
Yeah,
friend.
no problem. You're welcome.
You're gonna have to tell Jim. You're gonna have to tell him. Thank you for sharing this with us. I feel very privileged that he is sharing this with me.
It's not how the most Dutch bike shops look because
Nay,
there are hardly any shops that work on this bike.
that's what I stopped when I saw the one in the window. I saw it. Oh, what a nice color with the handlebars, with the brakes like this.
Yeah.
But then I saw these two and I go, oh,
Yeah.
I go, these are probably the ones you have hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I looked and I saw the rest of the bikes and I thought, oh, maybe you're the guy that was restoring and painting the frames. But you're keeping the original.
Yeah, when it's possible, I keep the original. Well, it would be a pity to respray these frames.
Oh, absolutely. This one, these are beautiful frames. This, the pinstriping, the decals, they don't do stuff like that no more. Like I said, this looks like a frame or a motorcycle frame from the 1920s or something.
That's the style I was looking for.
Oh, it's so nice. There is a guy on the strap in the center over by the Fabriek Winkel. And it is there by the Phillips Museum, but it's on the strap that goes by Delicious and all that. There's a guy that lives next to the comic book store.
Okay. Oh, I know. I went at this place.
Yeah, he have a very old motorcycle, and he drive the.
But not only an old motorcycle. That guy is really an artist. He paints. He builds.
Yes.
Everything. He is living in 100 years back.
Yeah.
He has a museum in his attic, a bicycle museum.
Oh, really?
And he hardly.
He doesn't like people too much.
No, he's a bit, how do you call it?
A hermit or reclusive, yes, I understand. Because when I spoke to him, he had a few harsh words here and there, and he was kind of a little bit bitter. Yeah. But I talked with him, and he was friendly enough to me.
I think I spent about 4 hours at his place.
Wow.
And he was showing me everything he created, and the drawings he made, and the paintings he made. And he was building an airplane bicycle with
cobbles
and a wooden frame, and just like a bird.
Wow,
magnificent!
This is from the turn of the century, basically, when they were trying to make airplanes.
I couldn't believe what I saw, and everything that was on the bike, he made him by himself. He must have spent hours and hours and hours.
He was very interesting. I only went to.
Come.
I only enter into the front of his house, where the stairs were, and he had an old Triumph.
Yeah.
A Triumph motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a Triumph motorcycle. But not only bikes, also all kind of stuff.
And the house, I think, was his father's or his parents' house. But the house, he had a lot of little things and pictures and memorabilia, and he was starting to tell me about this. But we had to get going because I had my girlfriend with me and her son. But he was a very interesting man, and that motorcycle he has is from the 1912 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's